family of doctors marries their son to an actual doctor. On paper, that sounds like the ideal progressive match. Two educated families, a household that should understand exactly what her career demands. But it isn't that simple. Dr. Bahu shows exactly how coercive control hides behind a family that looks completely modern from the outside. You know the backwards mother-in-law trope the second you see it. She says the quiet part loud, tells the bride outright to quit her job, insults her ambition, and gives you an obvious villain to root against from scene one. It's an easy dynamic to write and an easy one to watch because the conflict announces itself. Dr. Bahu doesn't give you that. Sania is marrying into a genuinely respected family of doctors, people who by every outward measure should be the last family on earth to restrict a daughter-in-law practicing medicine. There's no single loud villain speech telling her to stay home. Instead, the pressure shows up in smaller, deliberate expectations, being nudged to minimize her shifts, prioritize domestic obligations over study schedules, and the quiet assumption that her medical degree is a status badge for the family rather than an active career. Here's how the show constructs this dynamic. 1. Sania's stakes are concrete and immediate. She isn't just a career woman in an abstract sense. She is actively preparing for her FCPS while working grueling shifts at the hospital. The show establishes early on that she routinely stays late during emergencies. Her career isn't a hobby or ambition waiting to start. It's something she has actively built, making the quiet attempts to dilute it far more invasive. 2. The family structure relies on systemic hierarchy, not loud abuse. The control flows directly from the patriarch, Dr. Shahnawaz, who maintains family dominance not through violence, but through entitlement, conditional approval, and institutional expectations. We see this in how the older women in the house were managed. Dr. Farheen, a qualified medical professional, was quietly steered away from full practice into a secondary aesthetic clinic to keep her subordinate. 3. Salman's position as the non-doctor creates a different engine. Salman is the youngest son and the only non-doctor in a home obsessed with medical prestige. Treated as the family outcast for choosing business over medicine, his position makes him an ally rather than an enforcer. Instead of redirecting insecurity onto Sania to control her, Salman recognizes the suffocating nature of his family's expectations and actively supports Sania in maintaining her autonomy. 4. The parallel with Dr. Minha widens the argument. The true parallel inside the house isn't an outside sibling, but Sania's elder sister-in-law, Dr. Minha. Minha is a qualified gynecologist who gradually compromised her ambitions to fit into the family's rigid expectations. Watching Minha's quiet burnout alongside Sania's active resistance proves this isn't about one bad conflict. It's an institutional pattern designed to neutralize professional women. 5. Sania remains an active agent throughout. Sania doesn't simply absorb pressure. From her initial hesitation regarding the proposal mechanics to her handling of hospital emergencies and study schedules, she repeatedly asserts her identity. She negotiates boundaries rather than submitting, forcing the household's progressive facade to continuously strain against its own rules. Does seeing Salman act as an ally, fighting against his family's rigid hierarchy, make the dynamic more compelling to you than a traditional husband versus wife conflict?